Hey, this is Matt from InvestiQuant. Today is Friday, August 28th, 2020. And this morning we saw the markets gap up and sell off immediately back to around the prior day's closing price. And that is where buyers started to step in and have started pushing a little bit higher. And we have been consolidating mostly after that. So we've had a consolidation like session today in all four instruments. And looking up here at the S&P 500, you can see the high of today's session is less than yesterday's high, and the low of the session is below the prior day's closing price, but it hasn't made it down to the prior day low. So this is called an inside day, and we've got an inside day setting up here in 3 of the 4 instruments right now. So the Russell is up here in the top right. This is also an inside day. The NASDAQ bottom left is an inside day. The Dow, which is on the bottom right, did make a higher high, so that is not an inside day. But we do have several inside days setting up, and we are going to test this pattern as we approach the close. So I'm going to be looking at all 4 instruments, and I'm going to use a time-based entry of entering long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close of regular trading hours, which is 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm not going to use an opening filter. It was obviously opening in range, but I'm just going to leave that out to keep all the samples. And then I'm going to go into post-open filters, and this is where I can describe this inside day activity. So I can say that the intraday high is less than the prior day high. So I can do that by just hitting this minus sign in the intraday high versus daily levels. And that means that the high as of 3 p.m., since that's the entry price, is less than the prior day's high. And then on the intraday low versus daily levels, I can say that the intraday low is between the prior close and the prior low. That's where we're at right now on the low of the day. So that describes the location of the low relative to the prior day's levels. And then I can go into indicators. I can put us in a bullish environment, which is above a 10 and above a 200. And lastly, I'm also going to add that today is Friday. So we are ending the week with an inside day as we approach the close. So let me do that, hit view results, and we'll take a look at these together. And here we go. So these are the results of going long at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exiting at the close 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. When on a Friday you are in a bullish market environment, and we've got this specific inside day pattern happening where the high is less than the prior high, and the low as of 3 p.m. is between the prior close and the prior low. So that means we filled the gap, but we're still inside. And historically, the S&P has seen this pattern happen 82 times. The NASDAQ, 55, the Dow, 67, and the Russell, 53. And looking at the win rates on these, looks like the S&P has closed higher than the 3 p.m. price 55% of the time. The NASDAQ has closed higher than the 3 p.m. price 67% of the time, so that's pretty strong. The Dow, 58% of the time, it's closed higher than that 3 p.m. price, and 57% for the Russell. So all of these are leaning at least a little bit bullish, but NASDAQ is looking quite bullish historically with that pattern. Let's look at the average win. So the ES, the average win has been larger than the average loss. NASDAQ is pretty similar. The Dow, the average win is larger than the average loss. And the Russell just slightly skewed to where the average loss is bigger than the average win. So a little bit mixed there, but it does show that the S&P and the YM have both had larger average wins as well, to go along with the win rates that are just slightly skewed higher for those 2 instruments. But NASDAQ definitely has the best win rate there. And let's look at that equity curve. There it is. So just slowly climbing higher there. This is the S&P equity curve. That one looks like it's climbing pretty strongly. This is the Dow here in the green, and Russell in the red is a little bit flatter. So hopefully you found that interesting. Good luck the rest of the day, and we will see you next week.